Hey!
What the fuck is good?
That's a new way to introduce the episodes, but
I wanted to do it this time.
Okay!
Flavors, haters. Flavors, haters, cultivators. Flavor haters?
Flavor haters.
Player haters, cultivators.
Yeah! That's what you call them.
Got them.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
What the fuck is up? Welcome to Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud Recesses, the podcast about the gay shancha men by regular lesbians. I'm Roy, aka the waterborne bitch.
Ha! Got him! And I'm Fallon, aka Caillou chillin'.
Hell yeah!
Caillou coolin'. You know, just having a normal one. Cool little Caillou town.
Having a nice day.
Chinese Venice almost.
Yeah!
It's pretty nice. It's really
good.
Nice.
I like it. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of everything except the fact that this episode was like 3 minutes long, and I'm scared this podcast episode is also going to be just as not long.
Well, if we fill it with meaningless bullshit, then it's not going to be 3 minutes long.
You got me there. So...
the people need to know.
The people need to know. Gotta let them know somehow. Hey, speaking of letting people know, we got some news this week.
We got
news that news is coming.
Exactly.
This week.
We got the predecessor to news, basically.
Yeah, we got news, the prologue.
So there's apparently going to be some kind of cool, unveiling of something having to do with Season 2 on May 3rd at an animation event in China.
Yeah.
And we don't know what it is yet. It's probably going to be something maybe...
hey,
negligible, but...
Yeah, hey, get ready for more Cornetto ads, probably.
Oh, yeah, just new revamped Cornetto ads. They're going to have 3 per episode this time, and it's going to be even more homoerotic.
Yeah!
And this time they're going to use original Cornetto animation instead of just chopping and screwing shit from the show. You better get ready for that. It's a capitalist hell dream.
You know?
Woo!
They call it the People's Republic, but it's actually the Cornetto's Republic.
The Cornetto's Republic of China, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to have a face for their republic, at least it's ice cream.
Yeah, at least it's ice cream.
There could be so many worse things it could be the People's Republic of.
Yeah, you just enjoyed a nice store brand Klondike bar before this.
I'm an ice cream enjoyer.
I was planning on saving my store brand Klondike bar for post show to reward myself. That's just how I work.
No, the instant gratification monkey in my head has completely taken over every other process, so
he's valid.
I'm pretty much just living in the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a Klondike bar whenever the fuck I want to have a Klondike bar, and everybody else can just kind of deal with it.
Yeah. This coming from the person wearing the McCree High Noon shirt, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
And it just kind of completes the vibe, I think.
It was laundry day today, so I had to do it to him. I miss Nephros Travator.
Oh, we're all.
God, let's the cool, Modal Zushi and Dungeons and Lesbians crossover when?
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay fucking tuned.
Stay fucking tuned. Anyway, you want to talk about this episode?
I fucking guess. I mean, I guess that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, well, I mean, before that, we, by the time we put up the next episode.
By the time you're reading this, it's too late.
Yeah, well, by the time we put out 2 episodes from now, which will be in 3 weeks, because you're going to California, so we're going to have a week where we don't record. A couple weeks from now, look for probably some news. Anyway, so let's talk about episode. We're talking about some nasty water boys today.
And I really
Episode 4 water ghouls, yeah.
Yeah, water ghouls. And I love that they went no holds barred, just firing on all cylinders, immediately starting with the shittiest possible CGI.
You gotta love it. It's charming.
It is intensely charming. It truly is not the worst I've seen in an animated series by far.
It's definitely, yeah.
It sure does pull me out of that setting and make me go, wow, that sure was just patched on in there, huh?
Yeah, it's not great. What is it? The water and, a lot of the background shit is CG'd, and then, But then, the boats and stuff.
Most of the boats.
Most of the boats, most of the time.
Sometimes they're just fuck it, just do it on the computer.
It'll look cool like this. But yeah, we should mention that this episode starts out on a river town boat.
It does start out on a river town boat. They've gone into Caillou Town, which is, I think, down the mountain from where the cloud recesses are, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's the nearest... It's where the townies live. It's where you go after you graduate from wizard school.
Yeah. They went there to just scout some shit out because apparently some nasty stuff has been happening lately.
Well, no, they're having a day off because
Oh my god, that's
yeah.
So
they're having a day off because Lan Shiren is off at the discussion conference over at Lil Huaisong's house.
Oh yeah, they're
which Huaisong isn't there at it for some reason, but I have an idea for why, which we'll get to in probably a couple minutes. But
he wanted to chill with his friends.
So yeah, but we start out in cute little Chinese Venice.
Little Chinese Venice, very cute, very, very kind of hip, trendy. There are people selling shit on the
canal.
Yeah, basically, Wei Wuxian is here to fuck around. He's having some lovely.
He's having
iced treat.
Yeah, he's having a gigantic sundae.
He's having a giant iced treat with the aroma of milk, apparently.
Yeah. Immediately, Zhang Cheng is like, "You're acting a fucking fool, dude. Can you stop?" Because he hates fun.
No, we're having a good time here. Fuck
he's
you.
like, "I'm having a day off. Like, I know you hate fun. Hey, can we rewind for a second?" Well, no, I guess, because they bring it up in this conversation. So we already mentioned, Lan Shiren is off in a discussion conference.
Uh-huh.
So a discussion conference, for all of the both listeners who aren't actually already familiar with this series, a discussion conference is basically like a yearly kind of tournament meeting thing where everybody goes to one of the big boy sect's houses and they do some type of competition thing, and everyone just kind of chills for a little bit, and then everyone goes home. And that's just kind of what it does.
It's like if State of the Union met, like, Battle Royale.
Yeah!
You know?
Except there's...
No death, no high schoolers.
Hopefully no death.
Hopefully no death.
Yeah, but it's kind of just, for everyone to gauge kind of everybody's skill level and see how everyone's doing. So that's what it is. There's, like, zero discussion actually involved, so I don't know why they call it that, but anyway.
Just for propriety's sake,
to make it look official. Mm-hmm. To make it look like teacher stuff.
Yeah, it's a nicely couched way of, like, we're gonna go fight and see who's better.
Yeah, we're gonna go fight and party.
And we're gonna tell you guys that it's professionalism.
Yeah. So, Wi-Fi's having his gigantic... Yeah, he's having his huge bowl of ice cream. Mm-hmm. And then what? He sticks his tongue out at Zhang Cheng, and it's good.
Yeah, they get in a little bit of an argument, and then
like,
he
not
sticks
a super...
his tongue out. He sticks his tongue out, and then he's like, just in order to diffuse it, he's like, our Shijie would probably really like this ice cream too, and Zhang Cheng's like, yeah.
Yeah. And then fucking Wi-Fi turns into Toucan Sam.
Follow your nose! Yeah. Fucking... They're just such good brothers. Then he just follows his nose. He's a fucking goddamn bloodhound nose for alcohol.
Yeah, he
smells it from where they're sitting, enjoying their icy treats. And he vaults himself over several boats to get to the person selling the wine. Like, Zhang Cheng chastises him for it, but Wei Ying, of course, doesn't give a fuck.
Of course not.
And just rules at steering a boat anyway, so, like, he's shit.
He just, like, steals a raft.
Yeah.
It's just, like, sitting there. I don't know if it's, like, a communal public use raft or whatever. It's like,
knowing Wei Wuxian, it probably is.
It can't be. It can't be. I'm just, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this for, like, anybody to use? Is it like the bikes down in Ghent where you, like, pay $0.25 or whatever and you use a bike and it looks like it's covered in some type of medical gel? Have you fucking seen those things?
I have. There are like a bunch of stops at those around my work.
They look like weird little, like, space bikes.
They do. They
don't look real. They look like play school bikes.
I like them. I'm for them. I like communal vehicles.
I am very in favor of anything that ups public transportation. All I'm saying is, first off, make them free. Second, they look goofy. And they
are a little goofy.
To me? Anyway.
Yeah.
So he hops on the public transit raft, and he passes under a bridge, and we go up to over the bridge downtown.
Making my way downtown.
Oh, I was trying to make a funny Red Hot Chili Peppers reference.
Sailing rafts, whipping ass, and I'm homebound. No, and the twin Jades of Lan are on top of that bridge.
Yeah, both of them. Two of them.
Yeah, and Lan Wangji's just like, bro, why did you want those two idiots to come? All they do is fuck around, and that's not allowed.
And there's another boy up there, another Lan boy who looks a lot like Lan Wangji, but a little bit... He's got some differences, and that's his brother.
He's got a different collar.
Yeah, he's got a cool popped collar.
Sideburns are lower.
Yeah, he's got nice dark eyes, and that's his older brother.
He's a lot more, like, welcoming and nice looking than Lan Wangji.
Yeah, he's a very sweet young man. He's probably like 18 or 19, and his name is Lan Shichen, and he's good. And he's just like, nah, it's cool.
He's like, they're well known in Yunmang for a reason, so hello.
Yeah, they can't be capable of nothing. They gotta be able to do something, bruh, chill. Plus, I heard...
come anyway, boy!
I had heard, and does Lan Chen, or does Lan Chen not, look like he has always just smoked a fucking huge one?
He's constantly toasty.
He is nice and toasted.
He's absolutely... And you know what? He's totally toasty, and I'll tell you what. That is probably the reason why he is so much more laid back than his brother. I'm just saying, if Lan Wangji got over himself long enough to ingest a blend, then I feel like many world problems would be solved.
Probably.
That's all I'm saying.
Kush exactly loud enough.
The Kush exactly loud enough. And
precisely loud enough.
When you're on the Kush train, you gain the perception of someone who has opened their third eye thoroughly through the use of recreational drugs.
Keeping on the rails on the Kush train. And
he just, and old Shichan is, he absolutely calls out his own brother's big gay crush.
Oh, yeah.
And Lan Wangji is just like, nuh-uh!
He's like, and... Like, there's a shot where it's just, like, kind of halfway, it's like a close-up on Lan Wangji's face, and then, like, in the background you see Wei Ying, like, on his little raft going down the river, and Lan Wangji's little ear blushes just a tiny bit.
And that's the ultimate, that's the only way. Giveaway. That is his only tell. Whenever he's embarrassed, it's always the fucking ears. So, like, if you're ever watching a scene, and he's getting upset, and his ears are pink, that's him just being, like, nuclear levels of embarrassed.
I'm not horny, I say as I slowly shrink and transform into a corn cob. Anyway, so
he is the corn cob.
He is the corn cob. The gay horny corn cob.
The horn cob.
The horn cob. So, LWJ clock for gay, and then there's so we go back to Wi-Fi, and there's some girls yelling at him from, like, the dock to, hey, come buy some loquats.
Yeah, they want him to get them quats.
Yeah, and he gets a little bit distracted. He's being himself, and then he crashes into another boat.
And it's Jinji. Oh, fuck. All right. No, I gotta get it. This is the first time I've ever said it out loud. Zixuan.
Yeah.
Jin Zixuan's boat. Yeah. He crashes into it because he isn't paying attention. Which, horror of horrors, gets Jin Zixuan slightly damp.
He's fucking sitting there like he isn't even rowing his own boat.
He's just fucking, like,
he's
chilling
sitting on,
there.
like, the little bench thing, and he has his little drink.
He's waiting for someone to wait on him, which is why I hate the Jean clan. Thanks.
We met him, like, at the very beginning of the last episode.
Snooty bitch boy,
snooty bitch boy. So, they start kind of arguing, and Wei Ying, like, tries to apologize, and Jin Zixuan is having, like, none of it.
He's convinced that Wi-Fi being an inattentive doofus is, like, a direct slight against him.
Yeah, he's like, you did it on purpose, and blah, blah, blah. And then,
always.
Yeah, and he says something about, like, oh, it'd be good if your whole Zhang clan, like, stayed away from me.
God, you guys just gotta leave me alone. Which is weird, because, like, isn't he engaged to one of them?
Right? Isn't that weird? I can't bend my neck at,
She's tilting at, like, a 90-degree angle. Like,
wow.
the head tilt.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Wi-Fi is, like, about to be like, what'd you just say to me? And then, like, Huaisong comes up and just floats by because he heard that things were happening.
Hey, guys, it's all love. Come on. It's all love, y'all. It's only.
It's all love. And then Jin Zixuan is like, Huaisong, make good friends, stay in school, make sure your brother don't kick your ass.
He basically tells Huaisong that staying friends with the Zhang clan would lead to ruin, and is definitely not being a petty little bitch boy at all.
Oh, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
No. And then there's, like, another bump, but it isn't Wei Ying this time, because
But he still gets blamed for it, because...
He gets blamed for everything. Yeah, if a thing happens, he's gonna get blamed for it.
And he's quick to deny the blame, because how the fuck would he be able to move the damn boat if he was literally standing still?
Bitch, you saw my arms!
Like,
they're right here, what you want? And
Why?
And it, like...
A water ghoul.
Yeah, it's a water ghoul.
Water
it's a nasty...
time.
Yeah, it's like...
Like an undead tadpole-looking ass, a little bit.
They are tadpole-looking asses.
They are tadpole-looking asses. They don't have legs, it's just like a little spermy kind of tail.
Yeah, it's like a spermy little weird fishtail thing. Mm-hmm. And then their upper half is...
Dead boy.
Nasty corpse
Nasty
dead.
boy, yeah.
And it, like, leaps up out of the water and goes right for little Huaisong.
Uh-huh.
And since he's bad at everything, he, just kind of yelps.
Oh, yeah.
And Wei Ying, like, smacks his oar at it. And
he stops it with a very long stick.
Yeah,
just kind of bats it out of the air.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're everywhere.
Yeah, there's a bunch of these ghouls, and there's like a big fat one trying to capsize Huaisang's boat.
Oh yeah, he's just clinging to the boat and screaming while the other cultivators are out there with their swords trying to fight these bitches.
Yeah.
Like, I relate so heavily to Huaisang. Like, in the event of a zombie apocalypse, that would be me exactly.
Oh, a million times.
Just, like, screaming and attempting to avoid my coward's fate.
Everybody else is like, they got their swords on him at all times, and he doesn't even have one.
He's like, ah!
Yeah, he's just like, oh god. And
I couldn't drop my croissant! I couldn't drop my hand-painted fan!
Oh my god! It's because you be on that fan.
It's because you be on that fan!
So this big fat water ghoul is trying to eat him, and then...
Here comes Lan Shichen to save him!
He saved him! I put LXC saves him, ... and then my next note is just talismans happen.
No, I love personally how Lan Shichen, like, makes the thematically consistent, like, big, fancy entrance on top of the fucking boat, just like,
That's what you do when you're a Lan.
That's what you do when you're a Lan.
You go to the highest possible altitude, and you let yourself flutter, and that way you can gain velocity, and then when you gain enough of it, you can reach escape velocity, and then you don't have to be part of this horrible, nasty Earth anymore, and you can go to the right good place that you need to go to, which I guess is another planet.
Isn't this the plot of, like, that other MXTX book where they just, like, reincarnate?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I'm talking absolutely out of my ass. But, like, then again, when am I not?
Anyway, talismans happen, and then...
It cuts to Zhang Chang, and he's like, oh, we got this.
Oh, we got this, bro.
And then Lan Wangji immediately murks every single one of their targets just for the flex.
He's on his swordboard.
He's on the swordboard, yeah. And let me say, the swordboarding in this episode was just...
There was an awful lot of it.
Choice. Absolutely choice.
They getting their maneuvers off, dude.
Oh, absolutely. They're ripping the gnar. Ripping the gnar.
Ripping the gnar.
I don't know if that's definitely not a thing, but it is now. Sick gnar, bro.
Sick gnar.
But the ghouls get the fuck out after that.
Yeah, and then everyone's, like, kind of figuring out what's going on, and they're like, oh, this shit never happens on Beeline Lake, and so everyone's like, oh, this sucks, dude. I guess we gotta go fight this thing. Yeah. And everyone just, like, has their own boat now, I guess. All these boats are, like, very simple little wooden things. Yeah. With, like, some of them have a roof and some of them don't. And you get a long stick and you paddle it along that way. So they're not, like... I don't want anybody to think that we're saying this...
They're all on yachts.
On, like, a big yacht.
Yeah, they're all on yachts.
They're not at the regatta.
Take a good look at me, 'cause I'm standing on a boat. Standing on a boat. That's the entire episode, just, I'm on a boat, motherfucker, take a look at me!
Jesus.
Anyway.
And then, this is my favorite part. Fucking Lan Shichen is like, okay, Huaisang, we're gonna go to the lake and fight these things, so you suck at all of this, so you just stay here and don't get kidnapped. Okay? Don't die. Can you do that? Can you please try not to die?
Okay, Dad.
Don't die.
Sorry, Dad.
Don't fall in the toilet. Okay? Don't get kidnapped.
He's gonna.
This is the reason why I was like, why isn't Huaisang at his own house's fight party? And it's because he's this.
Because he's a fucking fail son, and he probably immediately died despite them actively trying to limit casualties.
Yeah, he probably, like, sent a letter back home and was like, hey, can I come to the thing? And then his brother was like, fuck no! You're shitty at this! You come here, you're gonna die! Acting like it's embarrassing, but being like, you...
Extremely protective dad brother.
Hell no, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love it. Anyway, so who all goes? It's like the Lan boys,
and
Wei Ying, Zhang Cheng, and Jin Zixuan. Yeah, and then a couple other people who don't matter. Shichen is like, oh wow, oh yeah, they're like going up, and we get the like Lord of the Rings shot where they're like going down the river.
Oh yeah,
and there's the two sides of the cliff, and they're going out onto the lake, and Lan Shichen is like, oh wow, Wei Ying, you and Lan Wangji together couldn't even fuck it up. That must be real mean. Like, on God, he's trying so hard.
He's really pushing. He's the ultimate wingman. I swear to God. I was thinking about this in the car earlier. I was like, Lan Shi-chan really is that bitch.
He's going for
like, he's doing that. He's really trying to make it happen. And I appreciate that because they sure as hell aren't going to get together on their own. Lord. No. Dumbass 15-year-old boys.
He's got the Nendoroids of them and he's, like, making them kiss.
Oh my god.
He's trying. And
like, they're on the water, and, like, Wei Wuxian notices Lan Wangji on another boat near him, and, like, immediately goes clown mode trying to get his attention.
Oh, no, that's... Well, first...
What happened first?
First, Wang starts, like, thinking out loud, and he's like, wow, I wish I had an evil-finding compass, which, put a little star on that.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. That's him getting more bad ideas. And...
Always?
Yeah. And,
like, this is the hill he's chosen to die on.
Oh, yeah. And... Chang is like, don't you get back on your demonic idea bullshit, and, like, shoves his boat away from him.
Oh, yeah.
And Wei Wuxian, like, gasps. He's like, oh, oops, I said it out loud. And, like, genuinely shocked with himself.
Oh, God.
And so then he's like, his boat is, like, floating a little bit towards Lan Wangji, and that's, I think, when he starts...
Yeah, it is.
Acting a fool, yeah. And Lan Wangji is just, like, standing on his deck being handsome.
Yeah.
There's always, every episode, there's just a moment of him... where he just bees handsome.
Yeah, it's just kind of his natural state. He's like resting handsome face.
Like, it's like, because in the novel, like, fucking, like, every chapter there's some big description about, like, how handsome he is. And this is how they have to adapt it. I love it. And Wi-Fi's like, look at me, you know...
Yeah. And initially it's because you
funny,
just think...
Funny Rick and Morty, look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you think he's, like, just being an idiot as
but
usual.
It's plot.
But sometimes Wei Wuxian has reason for being an idiot.
Sometimes to be smart, you gotta be stupid.
Yeah. And everybody finds this out when he starts fucking with Lan Wangji's boat. Not because he wants to piss him off, but because he was literally the only person who noticed there was a water ghoul chilling underneath.
Yeah, he's just chilling. There's, like, just in time, Lan Wangji, like, notices, he's like, oh shit, and he hops out of the way, and Wei Ying, like, does some, like, acrobatic maneuvers
Absolutely,
with his oar
totally...
He flippin'.
Totally extra. And he lifts the boat, he physically lifts the entire fucking boat between them up on his little reedy oar and flips that shit, and there's a water ghoul.
Yep.
And everybody's like, whoa, how'd you know that? And Wei Wuxian goes into this whole, like, water displacement theory thing, like, Wei Wuxian PhD.
Right?
For real.
He's a smart boy, and there's, like, a big wave, there's some water arms, the fucking... Yeah, even Lan Shi-chan is like, good job, the smart boy of Wei Wuxian, I'm proud of you.
Lan Shi-chan rides for Wei Wuxian.
He
rides for Wei Wuxian.
He's so good. He's standing. He's got his stand goggles on. But
absolutely.
With reason. Oh. And then, the Lan boys do like a spiral energy.
Oh yeah, I put it down as the Lan family double dragon spirit ghoul attack.
God damn it. So they do that. They spin around, and I don't fucking remember what it is they do. They just
they literally, it's like a duet or whatever, and they spin and they make like a circle of light around them and send up this huge fucking seal. Yeah, and it's badass.
It's good.
And like WWX starts whipping his sword around to beat on the oncoming horde. And LWJ is like, cool sword, bro. What's its name?
Yeah, that's literally what I wrote. Cool sword. What's its name? And fucking. Wei Wuxian is like, whatever, because he named his sword whatever.
He literally named his sword whatever.
he gets this sword, and he doesn't know what to name it, and then eventually he's like, whatever, and he's just like, and nowadays he's just like, you know what? It's a really good name, actually. Yeah. It tricks serious people like you all the time. I like it, actually.
He did it literally, he kept the name literally just to dunk on people like Lan Wangji. Yeah. He was like, I kept the name, it's fun for people who take things too seriously like you. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I was thinking, imagine if instead of just saying whatever, when they asked him for a name, he'd been like, I don't give a fuck. And his sword ended up just being named I don't give a fuck. And he had to say that every time he introduced it. Yeah. Do you know how hard he would get punched? Like, even harder than he normally would as just being normal Wei Wuxian.
I'm surprised he didn't go for it in that case, because that's the ultimate riling somebody up.
I wish he would have. I really wish he would have, because, like, if I ever get a sword, I'm definitely naming it Fuck You.
What if he named it, I don't know. What if he named it Sword? Sword! Anyway... So
no Homestuck jokes here, thank you.
Well, too fucking late. Anyway, so then there's some nasty tentacles under the water, And
yeah, big boy coming.
Oh yeah, they like come up out of the water and they're like trying to creep up on old JC.
Yeah, the nasty, hairy hunger of Hadar water tentacles.
Yeah, and he like flips around to like look at him, but they do the like duck back underwater like just in time.
Yeah,
type of thing. Like made you look. Oh, my next note is just, oh shit, Suchet's there. Yeah, because I forgot he was in this episode.
Yeah,
I forgot even. So he's not important in this one. He's just there to like get beat up and thrown around.
The thing you need to know about Suchet is that he
fucking sucks.
He's the most punk ass bitch extant in the Gusulan sect. Yeah. That's all you need to know about him.
Yeah. So swords go underwater and they pull up some like, I guess it's corpse hair.
Yeah, it's hair. Yeah. Wet hair. It's bad.
Yeah, and then they pull up a net out of the water, but there's just more corpse hair on it. And oh yeah, the whole time Wei Wuxian is just like talking to Lan Wangji about all of this because he can't not talk to him for 2 seconds of his life.
He can't shut up, especially not around Lan Wangji. Especially not around Lan Wangji.
He's oh my god. And and then
they're like, let's get them, girls. And they all get on their swords and they start like riding through this huge cyclone tunnel that comes up.
Yeah, they're like he's talking to Lan Wangji and then he's like, oh, it's kind of scary out, and then the sky goes gray, and then remember the scary water spouts from last episode? They're here.
Big boys,
and so everybody gets on their surfboards, and they're basically, it looks like snowboarding. We're calling it surfboarding and all this shit, but it looks like snowboards.
It does. And let me say, this scene takes surfing to a new level.
I was literally, okay, before he invented necromancy, Wei Wuxian invented surfing.
Like, surfers, don't fucking talk to me until you rip that gnar through a swirling turbine of resentful water energy on your flying sword. Don't fucking talk to me, because you're not a real surfer.
Yeah, what if in the dub, he talked like this?
Oh my god, dude! Yeah. Dude, gnarly! Oh, dude!
What if he named his sword Assault?
Assault, dude! Oh, dude!
So, God. So then, what happens? Like, the boat that Suchet is on gets, like, fucked up, and then...
Yeah, and then he's, like, swimming, and he's basically, like, caught in the middle of all of this shit because he's useless!
Yeah, and Wei Wuxian, like, goes and grabs him, like, right before the boat actually gets completely destroyed because he's just kind of clinging on its capsize, and then the fucking creation of man happens.
Yes! It's so good, like, Zhang Chang and Wei Wuxian, like, Wei Wuxian comes to, like... No, it's Zhang Chang who comes to scoop Wei Wuxian up.
Yeah.
Like, back from the sky because Wei Wuxian is holding on to Suchet, who's a fucking deadweight idiot.
To be fair to him...
He's a passed-out, deadweight idiot.
To play devil's advocate, he is very much unconscious and also a little bitch. Yeah, so Zhang Chang is like, pass me the useless boy, and Wei Wuxian is reaching up, and then that doesn't work.
Oh, no.
Then he falls in the water. Some tentacles grab him, which is troubling for a second, but...
Yeah, it's like, don't you hate it when your touching sword reunion with your bro is interrupted by malicious strands of wet hair?
Don't you hate it?
Like, I hate that. It's such a relatable feel.
It's, like, I'm imagining it feels like seaweed or, like, a Band-Aid on a pool. Too.
I imagine it feels like wet fucking hair.
Ew.
Which is the worst possible choice.
Okay, which is the worst thing to feel when you're in the water? Hair? Seaweed? A Band-Aid, a fish, because I felt a fish pass me.
I don't like it.
Or pee.
I think, psychologically speaking, pee. Because you can feel the sudden burst of warmth and you know somebody just did it. Mm-hmm. They just did you so dirty.
Yeah.
Literally dirty. Yeah. But I think, out of those options, I think the worst experience is probably the Band-Aid. Yeah, because that's just like, you feel it just rub up against you. It can't be anything other than a Band-Aid. Just like the warm rush can't be anything other than pee.
Yeah, like, to me, so, for those of you who don't know, we live in Virginia Beach, which obviously has a beach in it, and I've lived here my whole life. 2 up, 2 down. And I am more forgiving of pee in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're in the ocean, you're already swimming in fish pee.
There are so many other things in the ocean that are so disgusting and dirty that it's like pee is negligible. When you're in a pool and somebody does that shit,
forgivable. There's no excuse.
Forgivable.
Unless you're a baby, there is literally no reason to pee in a pool.
You just climb on out. You can pee in the grass if you want to. Just don't put that into the
squat.
fucking system.
Don't fucking bring that to my chlorine. But
absolutely not. And then, okay, so, like, WWX almost gets bored by the abyss.
That's enough touching things in the water discourse.
Yeah, and now we're going to talk about Vord. Because he gets bored by the abyss.
He gets... Well...
But, no.
Okay. I was going to say, does he get Vord or does he get tentacled?
I feel like in this situation, it might be a little bit of both.
That's true.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, a little bit of column fucked up.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And, like, a weird fetish thing, probably.
Yeah. Whichever way it is, I don't like it.
And, like, he's down there and he's like, oh, resentful energy. And it's like, oh, is he finally gonna harness it? Is he finally gonna do it? No.
Yeah, he starts, like, reminiscing, hearing himself, like, in the past being brain god cultivation master talking about resentful energy is good, actually. And he's, like, under the water, you know, and these tentacles are fucking... I guess the tentacles actually are resentful energy.
I mean,
like,
I would assume.
Yeah, and then there's yelling and a hand and a sleeve, and it's just kind of some shots of vague, blurry things, and then...
it's weird, because, like, before he completely goes out, there's, like, a little white headband fluttering down there.
Right?
Guess who saved his ass?
Guess who the hell?
Every single time. It's the dude who so totally hates him.
It's Mr. Lonjon himself.
Uh-huh.
He pulls him up...
by the collar.
Yeah, he pulls him up by the collar, and he's, like, holding him, like... He's...
at arm's length.
Yeah. He's holding him like I hold a wet washcloth. He's holding him like I hold a dish when I'm having to do the dishes. And he's like, why are you holding me like that? And he's like, I avoid physical contact with others. And
he's holding him like I hold my will to live.
Yeah. And then Wei is like, we're already close. I'm not just another person to you. And fucking, hey, can we talk for a second about what it means that they've been calling each other by their given names since the last episode?
Finally some good fucking food.
Right?
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. He's like, I'm not just another person to you. And Lan Wangji's just like, we're not close. Like, I'll take denial for 1,400, Alex. Thank you.
Bitch.
The fuck? Come on.
Yeah. But, like, the thing is, them calling each other by their given names is, like, a dead giveaway that they do feel very close to each other.
They're super close. And Lan Wangji is just being obstinate at this point.
Yeah.
Like, the coolest tsundere I've ever seen.
He fucking... Oh my god. He doesn't even want to acknowledge that he's being like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
No. Anyway, so, turns out, they didn't defeat this thing, which is called the Waterborne Abyss.
Okay, in my next note, I'm like... And, you know, of course, Wei Wuxian is the one to realize the Waterborne Abyss was fucking sent there.
Yeah!
By the Wei clan, but I put down the Waterborne Anus.
Oh!
I don't know. I think it was autocorrect. But how did it get anus out of abyss? I'm very upset.
It knows.
It knows.
It knows.
The waterborne anus.
I never want to hear those two words next to each other ever again. Wow, I hate it.
I'm in fucking tears.
It's
why?
Very bad.
The waterborne anus.
I hate it. So they didn't...
Anyway.
So they didn't defeat the Waterborne Abyss. They did defeat the Waterborne Anus.
They did, yes. Uh-huh.
But the Waterborne Abyss, they've got it sealed in the lake for, like, the time being, and then... Until
Unky Chiren can get back,
yeah. Until Unk can get back with the grown-ups.
Yeah.
And they can actually take it out. Junction gives Wei Wuxian his sword back, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, just thinking. So that's when he kind of lets out his big theory, because he's like, so the Waterborne Abyss requires human sacrifices, which is just big drowning. Lots of drown, lots of crash. Diamond does not crash. And that doesn't happen. That has historically not happened around these parts.
Because everybody in Kaigi Town is a good swimmer. Because why wouldn't they be? The fuck?
There
so it makes no sense.
Yeah. So he's like, so the only reason it's here is that something must have driven it here, because he's a dumbass, but he's my smart little boy.
Oh yeah! I long to be an intelligent dumbass.
See, I kind of went from one extreme to the other. I went and I got my postgraduate degree, and now I do this. I'm trying to find the midpoint. That's what my 30s are going to be about.
I'm just dumbass through and through, for real. I've always been a dumbass. That's just kind of my brand.
Dumbass pride.
Yeah, dumbass pride. Dumbasses have rights.
Yeah. Anyway,
but anyway, they start asking like, "Oh, yeah, well, was there a waterborne abyss around here?" And they're like,
where's one been? And Lan Xishan makes this face like, "I've been trying not to say it, but over in Xishan, that's where the Wens live." Wens be affiliating, because like we said last time, they just fuck constantly. They get married to everybody and they fuck and everybody's related to a Win.
Yeah, and Wei Wuxian is the only one who kind of calls that out.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, this is pretty fucked up, and everybody's like, don't say it's fucked up.
My next note right after that is, fuck, I like this, is how it starts. Because this I thought was really fucking cool. So, everybody's floating back into town. Everybody who was there. Remember Jin Zixuan?
Uh-huh.
So he's in his little boat, and he's got his, like, rowing man there, his oar boy, who is in the back he's just some random Jin guy.
Yes, oar boy.
Oar boy!
Fetch me a jug of water, won't you, oar boy?
Oar boy!
Oar boy!
And the oar boy is, like, easy for Wei Ying to speak. He can rebel himself with no consequences. Don't drag us into it. Being an isolationist coward, basically. And Jin Zixuan is like, if you only look after yourself, you're just gonna end up a Wen lackey, which is like, it's so good, dude!
It's really good!
Because first off, it's foreshadowing.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna say for what. Second, him, in particular, going against the popular opinion of a member of his sect and, like, making the good decision, like, having the favorable opinion, fucking rules, so, like...
It totally rules.
Jin Zixuan, welcome to the resistance, actually.
Yeah, Comrade Jin Zixuan.
Comrade Jin Zixuan! He's using his position of privilege.
He is.
It's direct action, actually.
And, like...
It's really good. It's praxis.
Yeah, and when Wei Wuxian... I think one of the most poignant parts of this whole conversation is when Wei Wuxian is, airing his grievances, Zhang Cheng is like, nonconformity gets punished.
Yes, the centrist Zhang Cheng is like,
yeah. And that's, I feel like, is pretty indicative of Zhang Cheng's stance on most things at this point, until certain things happen in the future.
Yeah. I mean, in some cases, I can understand it. Yeah. Right? Because, like, to me, being the piece of shit that I am, the main thing that I want to avoid in life is people ever noticing me for anything ever at all for any length of time. So, sometimes, being a centrist helps you be stealth. And when nobody notices you, it's fine. But in a case like this where, like, people can die?
And people actively would have died if they hadn't have caught it.
Oh yeah, fuck a Win, first off, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
like, they're definitely, like, it's only the 4th fucking episode, but they're definitely planting, like, seeds.
Oh yeah, they're doing shit.
That the Wen clan is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, a girl throws Wei Ying a basket of loquats.
A loquat or 10 for your troubles.
And they do, like, low-key flirting, but, like, then he does the heterosexually normal thing of immediately thinking about a boy as he's flirting with a girl, and he, like, turns around and makes plotting face at Lanjian, and he's like, hey, do you think he's handsome? Don't you think he's cute? Don't you think he's handsome?
Because he is always looking to try and make Lan Wangji log on.
Yeah, and the girls are like, he's even more handsome, and then Lan Wangji is like, he comes the closest he ever is going to get to making mood face. By which I mean he makes no expression at all, but it's like, in his eyes you can see that emoji.
Just reflected in the pupil.
And then he, like, turns around and faces away from him, and Wei Wuxian keeps going on, like, tell him how cute he is, praise him.
Oh my god, like, yeah, that's totally normal to do to your male friend. Like, I understand, okay, there is a difference between gassing your homie up and tacitly seeking validation to flirt with him and tell him he's super handsome.
Like, I don't know that I'm allowed to say it myself, but I sure do want to hear somebody say he's handsome and cute.
Like, if he really wanted the effect that he, I think, was desiring, he should have just said, like, no homo in front of it, but he didn't.
They didn't have a word for that in first century AD, whatever.
No homo. No cut sleeve, thank you.
No cut sleeve. So, and he's like, give him a loquat. If I'm the only one getting loquats, he might get jealous. Like, he's gonna get jealous of you, idiot. Like,
God, exactly.
Yeah. And then there's, like, a shot of, like, Zhang Cheng, like, face palming and Lan Xichen just, like, knowingly smirking. It's good. And then
he's like, don't you want a basket of loquats?
Yeah. It's far enough away that you can't see anybody, but you know he's making fucking, you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward face. You want loquats, don't you, Wanji?
Yeah, he wants loquats, alright.
Oh, yeah. And that's the episode.
That's fucking it, folks.
Hell yeah, dude.
They were pretty judicious with us this week.
They used their time. I was gonna say they used their time wisely, but They made an enemy of me for a while because I panicked, so I think we're
good. Yeah,
good.
fuck it. We can just shoot the shit for the next 15 minutes. It'll be good radio.
We could. I mean, why don't we get to questions first?
Yeah, let's shoot the shit on questions.
Yeah,
on subject.
Shoot the questions. Shit. Yeah, so...
Don't shoot the questions. Jesus. We haven't even read them yet. Give them a chance to speak for themselves.
I feel bad now.
Damn. Militant ass.
McCree on your shirt is looking at me like he's going to shoot me. And I probably deserve it.
He looks like a grumpy otter. I wouldn't trust this face selling whiskey. I wouldn't. Because this just looks like an alcoholic.
I would trust him with my life.
I would trust him with my life, but I wouldn't trust him to sell me good whiskey. Because this man does not look like he has... I know for a fact... Not to get into Overwatch lore, but I know for a fact that Jesse McCree doesn't give a fuck what kind of whiskey he drinks. So why should I trust his taste?
Not to get on my Jesse McSoapbox.
I am the Jesse McSoapbox. Everything I stand on is automatically a Jesse McSoapbox. Because I never stop talking about that motherfucker. I'm just gonna make my next
Jesse McCree podcast.
My next podcast is gonna be a solo podcast where I just fucking shoot the shit about Jesse McCree for an hour straight. He has about 2 paragraphs worth of lore, a couple comics, but I'm gonna stretch that shit.
Inconsistent lore, too.
Extremely inconsistent lore. Which people are doing the thing where, it's obvious that the people releasing the content don't give a fuck, but the people are they got the Pepe Sylvia, conspiracy board up, and they're well, this means this. And this patch wasn't used on this update, but it was used here in the art book. But then it wasn't used until here again. So obviously it's all connected. When I'm honestly, they just don't give a fuck about anything other than making money. But
they're
shoot your shot.
This
shoot
sounds
your
good.
Fucking shot.
Yeah.
And it's easier to digest than just realizing that these people don't give a fuck about lore. They give a fuck about making money.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about gay Chinese anime here, not Jesse Man McCree and how Overwatch has really done him dirty.
I mean, we can talk about Jesse Man McCree.
Can we... Is everybody cool if we talk about Jesse Man McCree for a while? Can I talk about his 2 gay moms? Anyway, no, we should... Let's do questions. I'm sorry. If any of you want to send in a question about Jesse Man McCree next week... I'll be happy to answer it. This is now a crossover podcast between our 2 dubiously mutual interests.
That was Ray's McCree minute.
That was Ray's McCree minute. Thank you.
Ray's McMinute.
My McMinute.
Yeah.
Can we have a McMinute every show? Because I just feel really good. Like that. I feel really good just letting it out and letting everybody know that the only good character in Overwatch is Jesse Man McCree.
How about let's do it? But I have to hold you to exactly a minute just for the sake of the name.
Just put me on a timer and wherever I stop, that's where I stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm into it. It's like a little challenge for myself.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. New segment starting next week to just
the McMinute.
Yeah, the McMinute. Okay, so anyway, let's do questions. Huh? I'm coughing. I need to vape.
I figured while we were stopped for a minute, I would kill 2 birds with one stone. Little vape break.
My tasty bronchodilator. Alright, questions. If you got questions, you can send them to cloudrecessespod@tumblr.com or .tumblr.com. Who cares?
Send them through snail mail, also.
Yeah.
I want to get a letter that's just 1 sentence asking what fruit Lon Wangji prefers.
Yeah. We'll get it in the mail when we check it the one time every 2 weeks that we
do. Honestly, I'm gonna be real here because I was just thinking about this. If y'all have a completely fucking arbitrary, stupid-ass question what kind of socks do you think the boys wear? Fucking send it.
Yeah.
Because we can riff on that for days.
It doesn't even have to be about the show. You can send us questions about anything, honestly.
I would prefer if it were,
tangentially
random,
at least.
stupid shit about the show that, just random stupid questions. They don't have to be deep. Just, send them some questions that we can goof on.
Sissine Pod Deep. Anyway.
Yeah, Sissine Pod Deep.
Yeah. Anyway, so our first question comes in from good old Christina Alex Lifeson official.
I love her.
Who says, this isn't really a question, but please say you're going to make more of those drill edits because they are very good to me.
Roy...
Funny you should say.
Here's my thing, okay? 75% of the work Roy does artistically... And I'm talking, like, the full scope of shit she does. She does a lot of art every single day. At least 75% of those things are drill edits for assorted properties.
It's true.
So trust and believe they are coming, because it's like an endless fount. It's an endless fount of drill tweets from this woman. Well, so it's very good.
Well, here's the thing. So you say they're coming, but before Jack robbed me of my side blog, they had already been.
They've been there. She had a whole thread.
Better believe. If you know me, you know I had like an 11-part thread. I'll have to repost them on Twitter because of how good they were.
I was gonna say repost them because they were fucking choice.
They were very good. I had a very good time doing them.
They were choice.
And I like to look back at them, and I like to be smug about my own work. Anyway, thank you, Christina. Okay, so... Oh, God. Okay, so next question is a big ol', I guess, 3-parter from good old Caroline Byroniquero, who says... Okay, let me... Okay, y'all. When Wei Wuxian said, "Why don't you touch me? We're already so close," it literally wounded my fucking feelings because Lan Wangji, my precious boy, the noblest and purest of young gays, all caps, is just... God, everything must be so confusing for him. And it really resonated with me since I've been struggling with understanding/accepting my not straight romantic feelings for basically my whole life.
Yeah.
Even though Lan Wangji's internal turmoil has nothing to do with love in general, and not necessarily that his feelings are for someone of the same gender, discuss 1. How does his narrative or Wei Wuxian's speak to y'all board-certified lesbians who may or may not have dealt with the same issues? And 2, how does the strong LGBT representation in MDZS qualify it as a literal holy text? This series touches my soul, and I'm so glad we all get to share it. Heart emoji. And then the third part is just, also if you take a shot every time there's a funny Fallon voice, oh, my pee-pee moment in this episode, you get fucking toasted. That's... And, you know?
Oh, no!
You know?
I'm willing to whip it out so long as people are demonstrably not annoyed by it.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank God.
My pee-pee.
But, you know what? That's awesome, because I feel like one of the best and most poignant parts of this series is that it's centered around an LGBT couple, but there's not really, through all of this pain and stuff, there's no actual pain in, like, being gay or, like, being attracted to people, and there's nobody's shaming anybody for it. There's no drama around it. It's just, like, he's obviously struggling more with himself and how he processes emotions and, you know, how he processes the people around him than, like, him processing being gay and freaking out about it.
And any of the, like, conflicts that come up from people outside the relationship that are like, this relationship shouldn't be happening, you know, the reason they're doing that isn't because they're both dudes, it's because Wei Wuxian is Wei Wuxian.
Yeah.
It's because he's, like, everybody knows him as a war criminal.
Oh my God. Yeah, and I just, like, I don't know, as far as, like, being unable to parse how you feel when you, like, come into close contact with somebody like that as somebody of a different, of the same, or, you know, adjacent gender as you. It's a pretty universal experience, and I think it's pretty poignant that they, like, included that, no matter how, like, subtextually they included it.
Yeah. It's definitely explicit as hell in the novel, but...
Oh, hell yeah, but, you know, they have to get around censors and cut for time and shit in the Dongguan, so I understand.
Yeah.
But they made an effort to make that kind of as obvious as they could.
Yeah. I feel like the writers are really doing everything they can to be like, this is gay! While, you know, just getting past any kind of regulations that would keep them from being 100% outward with it.
Oh, yeah, and it's to the point where, like, instead of it being frustrating and like, why would they do this? It's like, oh, I love the slow burn, that's so good! Like...
It is a very slow burn in whatever...
It's fucking 15 years worth of slow burn, like, woo! Like, over 100 chapters worth of slow...
Yeah.
No! Getting back on topic, I think it is a hashtag relatable experience for a lot of LGBT folks, especially a lot of gay, lesbian, same-gender attracted people. Like, it's nice that they expressed that kind of common experience in a way that was, like Caroline said, really relatable for a lot of people.
Yeah. And, okay, so I've been thinking about this. Christina asked me yesterday on Twitter, I did that, like, meme that was like, give me a series and I'll tell you my favorite and least favorite character from it. And I had to come down on Lan Wangji being my favorite, because I was thinking about it, and, like...
Oh, he is my favorite.
Yeah. Him being so unable to express himself. I don't know how to explain this. It's very, like, it seems, at least to me, it reads to me like it's more than him just being raised in this extremely repressive, strict environment.
We stay in an autistic cave.
There we go, that's what I'm fucking saying. And when you don't know how to express emotions just with the little daily shit, you know, it makes it that much harder to deal with it when you do have brain things.
Yeah.
And you do have a communication disorder, I'm speaking from experience. So I would be surprised if this was intentional on MXTS's part.
Right.
But it just feels so genuine.
It is, like, I feel like it's sort of a really genuine, kind of nuanced portrayal, if you choose to read it as Lan Wangji actually being an autistic man. Yeah. It's a really genuinely nuanced and wonderful portrayal of a gay autistic dude.
There you go.
Just figuring his shit out.
As a teen? Speaking as a teen.
As a gay autistic teen, like, from what I know about myself, I can't necessarily speak on the experiences of autistic people, but, like, I don't know what my brain shit is, but, like, I can't speak to those experiences because that's not really the mindset that I was in when I was having my, whatever, early teen experiences. But I think that...
You're a gaykening?
I'm my gaykening.
There you go.
I think that it's... The way that they did it is really good and sympathetic to people like that.
It's good.
It's really good to me.
And then you got Lil Wei Ying. I don't think either of us have quite as much authority to speak on him because he is, like, confirmed canon bi, and neither of us are confirmed canon bi.
I think his thing is, like...
He had a lot of shit going on that had nothing to do with romance.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh god, alright, I'm about to say this. It's like in the Homestuck epilogue.
I literally knew you were gonna pull this. And I forgot that, like, at the beginning of this episode, until we got the drop about the fact that news is coming up soon, I was gonna be like, what if I start this episode with being like, so hey Fallon, Homestuck happened.
It happened, and I read through it about a third of the way, and shit happened that was just absolutely disgusting to me, and I stopped reading it. But my friend Ripley read it, all of it, and there was a part that he sent to me that was like Dave and John talking, and Dave was like talking about how, like, he basically pumped the brakes on the whole realizing I'm gay thing when, like, they were, like, really busy, like, trying to save the world and, like, start a new world, and shit. And, like, sometimes it just be like that. Sometimes there are bigger things to worry about. Sometimes you just kind of accept the default of heterosexuality as society's taught you because you just don't want to fucking involve yourself in thinking about that shit.
I've been there, shoot. When I was 19, about to turn 20, and I was about to move away from here for the first time ever in my life and go live in Texas for school, I just kind of was like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna say I'm straight. I am very confused. I got bigger things on my plate, like going and being in a different part of the fucking universe for the first time in my life, and I think I'm gonna concentrate on that because I'm terrified.
But sometimes, like, as much as you try not to put it at the forefront of your mind, which is admirable, you know, it's kind of a lot to think about, especially when you're raised in an oppressively heterosexual and heterosexist society. Sometimes the shit just, the clown come back to bite. When you do clownery, when you do ignoring your own sexual tendencies, the sexual tendencies come back to bite you later on in life. And I think that's something that Wei Ying experienced after coming back to life, which we will probably get to later once we get to the novel. Yeah. That whole thing. Yeah. But that's definitely I feel like that's probably what happened. He just kind of default accepted that he was straight because he didn't want to think about it. There were way bigger things that he needed to think about. And then, you know, once he became the Yiling patriarch, there's no fucking, who cares? Yeah. Like, what's the point?
He had more shit to clean up after. Yeah. He had a zombie to try to wrangle.
Many zombies.
Yeah.
Many zombies to wrangle. Yeah.
But yeah. Do you want to talk about a fun question? Because we forgot to go back to Scout's Scout's Cool Fun Pokemon question last week.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think we can get back on that.
Yeah, let's put some respect on Scout's name here, yeah.
We've got a handful of new boys. Can I start? Because I've been thinking about this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Knock yourself out.
Because I gotta start with my absolute fail son.
The fail son, yeah.
The fail son. Huaisong is... Don't tell me he's not a Bulbasaur boy.
I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
He's a Bulbasaur boy.
He is a Bulbasaur boy.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a lot of grass types.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I feel like they probably are mostly dual types and probably either poison or psychic.
Either that or, like, I kind of see him as, like, a ground kind of dude.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see him having, like a cute little Fampi.
Oh my god.
I'm saying.
I love that. You know what I can see him having? I can see him having a Munna.
I like that.
Aren't those cute?
Yes!
That'd be adorable.
I love that. He's got an Execute. I feel like that. Just because it just feels right.
I feel like he's also like a Gardevoir kind of bitch.
I was thinking that today. I was walking up to work and I was like, you know what? He's got a Ralts. He's got... I feel like none of his Pokemon are evolved.
Oh, no,
because he doesn't like battles.
No, he just keeps them as companions.
Yeah, he just chills with them. He's got his Bulbasaur, he's got his eggs, he's got his Ralts, he's got his Munna, he's got his Fampi, and he's chilling. And it's good.
Anyway.
He just
likes to chill with his Pokemon. He likes having with his friends.
He's a million valid.
And then we have Lan Chen. Who I feel
like he could also be an ice type. We talked about Lan being an...
Yeah, it would be like an ice, and I'm thinking like a psychic.
I like that.
Ice and psychic.
Yeah.
Would be my vote for Lan Chen.
He could maybe have a steel type or two in there. I feel that feels right. I feel like he's definitely got an Alolan Ninetales. You know?
I love that.
He's got a winter form Sawsbuck. And it's good.
That is so sweet. I absolutely love that.
Hey, what about Resistance Sleeper Agent Jin Zixuan?
I'm thinking fire type, and he also has a Meowth.
I love that.
Or a Persian.
Both. Just cover all bases.
Yeah, mommy and daughter.
Yeah.
Mommy and daughter, Meowth and Persian.
I love that!
Yeah.
Mommy and daughter! Yeah! Is that everybody?
Suchet has all Magikarps that he never evolves. Because he sucks at training them.
He's trying so hard to get them to evolve into Gyarados.
They all hate him.
Yeah, they all hate him.
Because everyone hates Suchet.
It's never going to happen.
He's a little bitch boy.
Yeah. He's got a few ice types that he's trying to train because he wants to be as good but better than Lan Wangji. And it's not going to happen.
He has an Eevee that he keeps trying to evolve into a Glaceon. And it's just not... It's not working out for him because he sucks.
He can't find the ice rock. He keeps getting lost in the ice cave or whatever.
Yeah,
it is. And the field. That's what it was.
Let me be clear here. Suchet doesn't necessarily do anything inherently super evil. He's just a fucking bitch.
Oh, he does some bitch-ass shit in the novel. Please trust me when we dunk on this man, because all he does is, get tossed around and get his ass kicked in this episode.
Yeah.
So you might be going man...
They're being really rough with him.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Cool it, man. No, he deserves it.
No.
Anyway, those are the questions.
A question?
Yeah, so that's the show, I guess. So thank you for listening. Thank you to Noisespace.xyz for hosting us.
Thanks so much, and thanks to Luminary for deleting your fucking account and going to jail.
Yeah, thank you to Matt for hosting us and having our backs all the time. Thank you to the Noisespace sect, which we belong to.
The Noisespace sect, absolutely. Yeah. We are disciples of the Noisespace sect.
Matt is our sect leader.
And thankfully he does not have a disgusting goatee.
And, man, who would the next in line be? I'm guessing it's gotta be either, I'm thinking Sarah or Sam. It's one of them. One of them is set to...
They could rule jointly.
That'd
be fun.
That'd be
really
cool and fun.
I like that.
Yeah. Speaking of our errors, go listen to... Unfortunately, Jurgenit is on hiatus, but go listen to there's a big old backlog, so go listen to Jurgenit. Yeah. Go listen to Funny Sarah's podcasts. There's Fear Baiting, which is about horror movies, and there's...
Fear Baiting rules. I guessed it on Fear Baiting once.
Yeah.
It was good.
I have tried to guest on Fear Baiting so many times, and it's never worked out. It's so depressing.
She's just forever cursed to, not be able to review shitty horror movies.
It is my curse. That's the mark that was placed on me. I tried to do a spell, and it bounced back on me. But yeah, go listen to Fear Baiting, go listen to The Wonder Year. It's about Animorphs. It's good. And go listen to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, which...
Please listen to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
Which me and Sarah and Sam and Matt are all on. And listen to Matt's podcast. He's on Giants Confirmed, which is about They Might Be Giants. Go listen to The Tuning Fork, which is about Pitchfork reviews. Go listen to Elite Full Restore, which is appropriate because it's about Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
And like us on podcast suppliers, except for Luminary.
Yeah, and suggest us to your friends who might be interested in burgeoning homoerotic Chinese animated media based off of unprofessionally translated web novels. It's kind of a niche. I understand it's kind of a niche.
A bit of a niche.
It is widely available. So is our podcast. We do a pretty good job explaining this show. So, like, if you got somebody who's like, oh, you know, I need some new gay content to look for, but I'm really disappointed with the fact that everything is bury your gays. Consider this.
Resurrect your gays.
Resurrect your gays. That's all you need to know about Modao Zushi.
Yep.
Resurrect your gays.
Resurrect your gays.
It turns that trope on its head, fucking literally. It's good. Tell all your friends and have them listen to us being idiots on this podcast. Anyway, you folks have a wonderful night. Comment, like, rate, subscribe. Sorry, I talked over you there.
No, it's good. We talk over each other constantly.
Because we're one singular being.
That's true.
A lot of the time.
We just kind of were an amoeba and we split into us.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
It's normal. Anyway, you know what we forgot to say last time when we finished the episode?
What did we forget to say?
Semper Bunny!
Semper Bunny, y'all! Semper Bunny.
Semper Bunny.
Y'all have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.